Namaste to everyone. I am Rosie Giri from Nepal Live Today. Today is August 12th, which marks the International Youth Day. This is a wonderful opportunity for the government and the concerned authorities to come forwards and talk about the youth issues worldwide. Different seminars, workshops, cultural events happens on the specific day, being focused on the specific theme, and the theme of this year is the Intergenerational Solidarity, which stands for creating a world for all ages. So in this context, Nepal Live Today have come up with a talk series focusing on Yuwa Kura, where we invite different personalities from the different organizations who are specifically working for youth development. Today, to join these conversations, we have Sangita Maharjan, who is the program coordinator to the Restless development. Welcome to the show.
Thank you and namaste.
How have you been?
So I've been doing good.
What about the Youth Day? What are your plans on this specific day?
Okay, so on this special day, so we are planning to celebrate together with the National Youth Council's government and also in joint collaboration with the different CSOs. So it's an exciting day for us and we have so many different activities for today.
So let us talk about the Restless Development Nepal. Please tell us about the Restless Development Nepal and how it has been working since its inception.
Yes, so talking about the Restless development, we have been working in Nepal since 1991. So it's more than 30 years we are working in Nepal and working together with the young peoples. So when talking about our, approach, so we work with young peoples as, beneficiaries. So we also work with young people as, partners, and also we work with young peoples as, the advocates as well. So in the past, we used to work in different thematic areas like sexual and reproductive health rights, gender-based violence, livelihood, and the main focus of research development is putting the, youth at the center of the development. So youth power is like our main motto. So we we equip them with the different tools, knowledge, skills, and we mobilize and engage them at different levels of participations across the Nepal.
So the Restless Development Nepal has been working closely with the youth, and I think you have already been able to touch the 45 districts.
Yes.
So what is the current state of youth development in our country?
Okay, so talking about the current state of youth development of our country, I must say that it's in a progressive. Because in the back we had already work, as I already mentioned, building their capacity. First what we do is we do the need assessment or try to identify the gap, identify what they actually need. Then after we design the program so that we could address their needs and issues, then after we go in interventions and do the monitoring, mentoring and coaching. So it's different steps. So talking about the youth development, so I can say that so we have national youth policies in place, which means the different CSOs have done the advocacies to claim the rights of the young people, to claim the right of the youth. So we have a 10-year strategic plan of National Youth Council. So it's a Youth Vision 2025. They have, the 5 different pillars which address the youth rights and the needs as well. And also, so at the moment, we can also, see the result from our latest local elections result, which shows that more than 40% youth are elected as a local representative, which is also the achievement in a youth development context.
As I've already mentioned, that the Youth Vision 2025, which was drawn from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. So Restless Nepal's thematic issues, does that relate to the pillars that the Ministry of Youth Visions stands for?
Yes, definitely, because so our sole priority is for youth by youth. So whatever we do, we put the youth at the centers. And when we design the program, we look at the national policies, plans, strategies, and even our current program also. We can relate with the Youth Vision 2025 pillars like educations and youth leadership. So especially we more focus on the youth leaderships and their participations.
So, Restless Development Nepal, since its inception, have been telling that we are working in that area where actually youth are centric,
Yes.
so we care about youth. And now, from your perspective, what actually youth care about in our country?
So as far as my experience, so I can say that they want, that they want that they are valued, they are respected, and they want that the adults or the other like community members should be non-judgmentals or should trust them.
And as you say that the youth wanted to be heard,
Yes.
they want that they should be respected. Youth wants that there should be no any biasness in anything, so they should be given the opportunities. So the organizations like Restless Nepal, how does this organization ensures that the needs of the youths are addressed properly?
So like we do not work in isolations, like so definitely we work in partnership with different civil society organizations and definitely with the national councils as well. And since in the sector of like youth, so though we are from different entities, so our goal is the common. So we want young people to be participated in the local development process. We want to promote the youth leadership. We want to engage the youth in each process, like from planning phase to the monitoring and evaluation phase. And for this, like I would like to share the one example, just the current initiations. So like in collaborations with the other different organizations like Youth Innovation Lab, Oxfam, and Helvetas. So we have formed the Youth Sounding Board, so which is the youth-led accountability models. Like in this Youth Sounding Board, so we have invited the young peoples from the Sudurpot team, Madhes and Karnali, through the open calls. And during the recruitment process also, like we have prioritized the excluded and marginalized young people. Like for example, we have the young people from the Jajarkot, Rukum, and we have also given the place to the different diverse young people, like partially sighted young people, speech impaired young people, and we try to balance the gender as well. So like the main purpose of the a Youth Sounding Board is it's a consultative platform where these 25 young people can provide feedback, advice to us, to our organizations, and also to the the European Union's corporations and activities. So it's since it's supported by the European Union, and its aims to provide the feedback. We want to hear the voice of young peoples in the development process. Like in this forum, we haven't recruited the expert young people. Like we try to capture the young people who have really the willingness and interested to give back to the community, and those who are interested in volunteerism.
So as you have rightly mentioned, the giving back to the communities, the trainings and the workshops in our countries are especially based for the specific period, and there is no any indicators or the which actually helps you to measure the impacts of such trainings and the seminars. Right after the trainings and the seminars, how do you assure that the trainings and those seminars are actually impactful and the one is being benefited through that?
Okay, so that's the good questions, I would say. So only doing activities is not the greatest thing, is not the important thing. So just tick the box is not enough. So like in research development, so after the training also, we do provide the post activities, like we do mentor and coaching to the trained young peoples. We do frequently monitoring visit at the ground levels, and we work together with them. We just do not allow them to work individually. So after the training also, we closely connect with these young peoples, and at the ground levels we provide the different tools and also the extra knowledges which equip them to take the actions in their community. Because working with local young people means we are also focusing on the sustainable approach as well. So if we equip them with the necessary tools, knowledge, and right informations, then after as I explained, so they can give back to the community, and it can also continue from the other group as well.
The sustainable approach has come in a big question mark in an organizations, in the
Yeah.
different organizations. How do you have to take up on that?
Okay, so actually, sustain our project is really a tough job. So once we implement the project for the 2 years or 3 years, and it just the close and the people scattered, the in different places. But at the current moment, so what we have been doing is, so we are closely working with the local government, because we all know that local governments are the very powerful resources for all of us. And if we work together with the local government, if we provide our technical support to the local government to develop their plan, policies, and also encourage young people to participate in the local development process, and I think definitely we can contribute to the sustainable approach. And apart from that, we also explore like how we can align our current strategies and current programs to the local government existing plan and policies. And we also work with them as a partners, and we also advocate with them to make sure that young peoples are heard in their all the process.
So Sangita ji, there are 100 and plus, if I'm not wrong, organizations that firmly claims that we work in the youth development sector. But it's really hard to see the tangible results, and the youth, if you see it in today's context, are really depressed. I don't know whether they have not given that right opportunity, or they are worried because of their career or the way country is progressing. And the restless development organizations like yours, what are your unique approaches in this youth development sector?
Okay, so talking about our unique approach, so we just include young people as beneficiaries only. Like we involve them in every process of our organizations. And even when we design the program, we just don't put our inputs or thought that like they should be done like this, we should project like this. Like we involve them from the very beginning process. So we visit at the field levels and we talk with them. So in terms of conversations, we try to identify like what is their actual needs, what is the actual gaps, challenges, and what they actually want from us and also from the nations as well. Like we take their voice and inputs, then after only we take the next steps. And like when talking about the research development approach, like we engage them as facilitators. So what we have unique things in research development is we encourage the fresh young people to work with us. So we give them to space to work as volunteers and interns in our organizations and at our field level work, so that they could they could be prepared for the tomorrow's being youth leaders. And we do closely mentorships and coachings to them. And also we connect with our alumni as well, to share their learning and experience to our current fresh young peoples. So like we have also learning and exchange platform.
So I think the most of the organizations work revolve around the training, seminars, workshop, if I'm not wrong. So in that context, how effective does these trainings are, and what you have observed personally?
Okay, so training is also the crucial part of the capacity building, but we need to make sure that through this training we are really empowering the young people. It should not be like just the tick the box as we already discussed. And when designing the training or seminar or whatever the initiation, so there should be like always the follow-up activities, and which we need to make sure that we have really achieved the objectives we are envisioning. And at the same time, we also need to make sure that we are contributing to the government plan and policies as well, because after all our main objective is to support the local government and government to promote the youth rights and empowerment and development.
Does local government really cares about the development of youth? Because do they really separate the budget for the youth development in the local level?
Actually, it's a challenging part, I must say. Mostly we have observed that their most priorities are in like hardware things, like constructing the road, big buildings and infrastructure things, because through that activities they can really show the tangible result on a at the same time. But in case of like youth development, it's a software components,
Exactly.
and which takes many years to see the result. And since their tenure is 5 years and they want to show the tangible results which
Exactly.
can be achieved in a very short period. And for this, so we have been doing advocacy like from the last 5 years, from the last 10 years, that this the software part also should be included, and this behavior changes program intervention must be included. So the advocacy is going on, and I can see that the most of the local governments have also allocated the budget and resources for the youth development. So it's in progressive way.
Yeah, because as you have mentioned that we closely work with the local government. So my curiosity here is whether you in your time have got any youth development trainings from your local government, because if I have to say, I don't think so there's any such specific trainings which is specialized for youth and which actually works in the youth development. Any experience from your side?
Okay, so when I was, at the adolescence or in the early youth stage, so I really did not know about so what is local government, how does it work, and what is local development process, what is planning process. So I never heard about these words, and I had no idea like how youth can contribute to the government, and how government can contribute to the young people. So these type of gaps I have experienced in my life, and at the same time I'm sure that most of my generation also face the same things. But after my involvement in the development sectors, only I realized that this kind of intervention also exists. So in this way we can contribute to the local government. And I felt so the sad that I missed that the crucial steps. If I could know earlier, then I could contribute in a better way. And at the current moment, so we have so many civil society organizations, and there are so many spaces, there are so many opportunities that the current generations can grab and can develop their personality and leadership skills.
Okay, wonderful. Now I would like to tell towards the International Youth Day, and this year theme is Intergenerational Solidarity.
Yes.
What do you have to say with that, and how the Restless Development is planning to cope up with this theme, particularly in this year?
So I really, love the current theme, so intergenerational solidarity, because when we're talking about the youth rights, so only working with the youth group is not enough. We have to work with all the generations, with the young people and with the adult as well. And we need to prioritize the youth-adult partnerships at the same time, because yes, youth have a very energy, they can make possible to every impossible things. They are very in like high vibrations, but at the same time they lack the experience. So at the same time, if the adult they have gone through the different experience and different phases in their lives, so they can provide a space young people to share their ideas, experience, so that the young people can go in the right directions. So if we can bring the young peoples and the adults at the same time in the same platform, so I think it would be the good combo to achieve our youth development policies, strategy, and aim. And in case of Restless Development, when we also design the project and we implement, yes, we do invite the experienced adult as well. And in many times we have bring both young peoples and the adults at the same platform to discuss, learn, and share about the issues that matters to young people.
Any specific program or that is bringing adults and young peoples together, and any campaigns, any trainings, any workshops happening on that?
So to mark IYD?
Yeah.
Okay. So since I already explained, so we are not celebrating the International Youth Day just as a one organization. So we are celebrating this event in collaborations with the National Youth Council and the different youth-led and youth CSOs. So in this International Youth Day, so we are collecting the case stories from the different organizations, so that we can, provide the awareness and also influence the other young people through their work. And we are also planning to do the interactions with the young peoples in our office to talk about this theme itself. And definitely we will do the social media campaigns, because social media is a very influential and we can reach out to the young people widely through this platform.
As we are in the conversations of International Youth Day, in your opinion, what kind of crucial roles does the event like this play in the life of young people?
So International Youth Day is a very special for the CSOs like us. It's not only just our celebrations, so it's also the platform to raise awareness and to advocates for the voice of the young peoples who are not heard. So like in this day celebrations, we talks about the different, the challenges faced by the young people, and also do advocacy to the concerned stakeholders and the, government, that their rights should be ensured, valued and considered, and also, acted at the same time. Yes, we do advocates or raise the voice of young people in 365 days, but this day is a very, the special one where we can widely reach to the young peoples and also the different stakeholders.
As if you see that if we compare to the past decade, right now the populations of the young people is quite heavy, right? It's quite more. The 40% of the populations are the young people, and going historically, every changes, be it social, politicals, all the changes we have witnessed in history has been led by a young people. So we considered young people as the change agent. But at this time, the young peoples are not heard, and they have to take the support of the organizations, different organizations, who actually advocate for the young peoples, and they make sure that the young people voices are heard, right? And the Restless Development Nepal is working in the democracy area too. How do you ensure that the young people's voices are heard properly and these are addressed by the peoples in authority?
So actually this is big challenges in our Nepal. So as you have already mentioned that 40% is populations are the youth out of the total populations. And even if we see the globally also, like we have 1.8 billion young people, so which is really the largest numbers in this era. And since the number is big, definitely there is a big challenges. And when we talk about the challenges, definitely there is a big opportunities as well. When we talk the number big. And yes, the youth voices are not heard. We have also realized these issues, and in every conversation, we repeatedly discuss that yes, youth voices are not heard, and how we can make sure that their voices are heard at the right places. So like in this regard, in Restless Development, we have developed the tools like local planning process, and also the evidence-based advocacy, result-based management, where we provide the trainings, because I think without the training mentorship we cannot equip them with the knowledge we want. But again, before that, we consultate with the various young peoples and stakeholders to make sure that we are giving the right information. So after consultations, we develop that tools, packages, and encouraging young people that they should be the part of the local development process. So as I already mentioned, we just do not provide the training only. So after the training also, so we provide them the technical support at the field levels, and also encourage them to work with the local government. So again, working with young people only is not enough. At the same time, we have to work with their parents as well, work with the schools, work with the religious leaders, work with the local government. So we have to identify the different stakeholders, to promote the youth development rights. So like when at the implementation phase, yes, we work with the different various stakeholders, not only the youth, so that the youth voices can be heard.
right, the youths of the capitals and the youth who are living in the rural areas, be it Humla, Jumla, there are so many differences we can see. And we can feel like the youths of the capitals are quite aware of their rights now. They can speak up, they can speak for their rights, they can say what their demands and their needs are. But the young peoples of the Humla or who are the resident of the Jumla do not have that guts to come forward and say this is wrong happening in my community, in my society, and I have to speak for this. And there are no such trainings, which actually specially focuses on these areas, or do you have any programs, or is the Restless doing anything to bridge this kind of a gap for the young peoples who live in the different corners of our country?
So yes, we have also realized these issues, and in the coming days, so like we have a priority to work in these like developing provinces like Madhes, Sudur Pasim and Karnali. So this year we are prioritizing the Madhes province, and in next year we will be working with the Karnali province youth. And so like when we as I have already explained about the youth sounding board, so where we have invited the the young peoples from the rural areas as well. So that's the one example. And also in coming days also, like while designing or doing the intervention, so we are trying to look through the JC perspective, like gender equality and social inclusion, lens, so that like in every process we have to make sure that the excluded young peoples are included. Like for these we have to work at different levels. For example, we may need to organize the event as per their geographical locations. We need to be aware on the accessibility of the venue. For example, the remote areas of Jaljarkot or Rukum may not be able to travel in Kathmandu frequently to grab the opportunity. So that means we, like the organization Restless Development, need to go there and need to provide services at the convenient or feasible venue where they have easy access. And also we need to create the opportunities where they are located. And also we need to make sure that the languages, because in mostly program we can see that the English languages are used, which may not be convenient for them to access to the right informations and knowledge. So we need to be considered on the local language as well. So the timing, venue, so though these are the small things, so it matters a lot, and these small things can motivate the young people from the rural areas, so which we are trying to consider in our upcoming events.
I hope the Restless Development Nepals will be able to collaboratively work with the youths of all nations, through which the every voices of the young minds would be heard collaboratively with your organizations. I wish you all the best for that.
Thank you.
And with this, we have come to the end of today's conversations. Before going, I would like to request you to share your thoughts on this International Youth Day.
Okay, so it's a special day, I must repeatedly say, and I would say that as a message, so there should not be a gap between the young peoples and the government. In the past, even in the current, we have seen that there is a gap between the policymaker, decision makers, and the right bearers. So if we could fulfill the gap between these two components, so I think we can achieve that 10-year strategy plan which National Youth Council has developed in consultations with the different CSOs like us. And when we work with the young people, at the same time we shouldn't forget the other group as well, and we should parallelly take to the government, so that we have a mutual understanding and mutual concept while doing any interventions at the field level.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for this wonderful message. With this, we have come to the end of today's conversations. I would like to thank Mr. Sangita ji for this lovely conversations and sharing your thoughts on International Youth Day and the youth status here in our country.
Thank you, Rosie, for this opportunity to talk about my experience. Thank you so much.
So yes, with this we've come to the end of today's episode, and as this month marks the International Youth Day, I'd like to wish all the young minds out there happy International Youth Day. We'll be right back with all the vibrant personalities. Till then, stay tuned to Nepal Live Today.